Thanks for the support as a channel member, Wayne Roberts. Oh, I'm disappointed we weren't able to get Slam Dunk and Bachelorette Pitetta back this summer either. Maybe some spaghetti bolognese would have tipped them over the edge, but as it is, they've gone to other clubs on loan this summer now, so master your spaghetti bolognese for next summer. Sorry, yeah, your spaghetti bolognese is already top tier. Hello and welcome to part 24 of Homegrown. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first two games in the National League. We're away against Harrogate and then at home against Scunthorpe. If you missed a transfer special yesterday, you missed us bringing in lots of young players. Who'd have thought in a Youth Academy challenge or a under 80, a homegrown challenge, we'll call it. We brought in a load of new players. Very few of them are going to be seeing first team action in today's episode. The big news was we lost Slam Dunk, and despite a last-ditch effort to bring him back, weren't able to. So this is the team we're taking into our first game in the National League. You could argue it's slightly weakened compared to the team from last year, because obviously there's a Slam Dunk-shaped gap on the left-hand side, with Curry and Bandera now a midfield partnership and Hamilton moving out there. I would argue that's still a pretty solid side. What we need to do is just get a central midfielder onto the bench as well. Why is Wentin ineligible for this game? That's not so good. We'll get Eli Campbell on because he's got more flexibility to play in defence as well if needed. So our team for our first game in the National League, we've got Wright in goal, a back four of Rodriguez, new club captain Harrison Davies, who I wonder if we could make him into a real defender. I don't know. We'll keep him as no nonsense. Who, by the way, when did he become 6'4"? If we've got any historians in who want to go back to the first episode and see how tall he was at 16, I'm pretty sure he wasn't 6'4" back then. He's a big lad these days. So we've actually adjusted the corners so that we're now going to be aiming at him rather than Pritchard. So we're aiming at Davies, having Pritchard lurking, because Davies 6'4" with 18 jumping reach compared to Pritchard 6'5", 16 jumping reach. Let's face it, they're both going to be aerial threats, but I just feel like Davies maybe more so. If it doesn't work, we'll switch it back round to Pritchard. I mean, let's face it, Pritchard scored from a corner against Manchester City, so he's quite the threat still. Davies partnering Shea Charles at the back with Cisse at right back, Hamilton, Curry, Bandera and Kamara, still haven't decided, on the right-hand side of midfield, and then Pritchard and Beerith up front. The only new boy involved in the matchday squad is Tommy Jessup, who is actually in the Conference National Dream 11. He's a new striker who came in from Manchester City this summer, so he's going to get an opportunity at some point today. And as mentioned at the end of the transfer video, we've also got Troy Cannon, who came through our youth system and has done a bit of a Mick Powell over the summer. So probably going to see Troy Cannon maybe in the second episode. He's not fully fit to play in the first match. I meant match, not episode. We're not doing two episodes today. That would be a madness. Right, let's get stuck. Who are we playing? Harrogate. Let's get stuck into Harrogate and see what the National League has got to offer. Mrs Wearmouth is looking for us to, at the very least, get into the playoffs. The media are expecting us to win the league again, and we do now have 4 players in the Dream 11. And for those of you saying, oh, Kev just juiced the youth system, that's why he's always got good players. Only one of them, only Harrison Davies, came through our youth system. The other 3 are players we've signed along the way. Hamilton, Beerith and Jessup are the other 3 players in the Media Dream 11. So anyone could go and sign good young players. We're just signing them, then playing them, which is helping them get gooder, quicker. We're supposed to be aiming the corners at Pritchard now. Apparently still aiming, Davies still aiming at Pritchard. Having Davies and Pritchard on that same near post just looks like a pair of giants there. It's mad. Right, Hamilton is charging down the right-hand side and looking for an option in the middle. Cross comes over, looking for Beerith, who gets on the end of the header, and it goes just wide. Harrogate don't have a stand behind this goal, yet they've got a filled-in corner with a terrace on. That's weird. You've got a stand on the far side there, then a corner terrace, and then nothing other than a couple of picnic tables and a burger van. Camera with the cross. Bandera's there. What a goal from Mauro Bandera for our first goal in the National League. And we won't score a better goal all season. If that doesn't win goal of the year, something's broken, because that is an absolute beauty. We'll have a look at it from the other angle. They've got filled-in corners all around, but then no, it's weird. What a goal. Is he left-footed or has he done that in his weak foot? He's only gone and done that on the volley, like knee-high on his weak foot. Stunning goal. Well, there you go. We don't miss Slam Dunk. Bandera benefiting more than anybody from Slam Dunk not being here and capitalising. We have caused chaos from this throw. No one's capitalising on it, but what a load of madness went on in the area there. Really, one of our strikers should have been capitalising on that and sticking it in the back of the net. But again, having Davies and Pritchard in there from any of these set pieces is just causing chaos. They're both massive and teams just can't cope with them, which it's a recipe for success. I'm on board with it. We're definitely going to be looking to capitalise it. Oh dear. Have we? I mean, I think it's a little bit harsh that that's a penalty. I think Davies has just gone through both Charles and their player. So both of them went flying and it is a penalty and it's 1-1. And we haven't really created much in the way of good chances. We had a moment of brilliance from Bandera. We had the chaos from that long throw. But that's actually the first, what I would call the first proper chance. I imagine XG will agree with me that Harrogate are probably ahead on XG in this game so far. In fact, they're not. We are, but there's not a lot in it. But we do, if we're going to be champions again, it's a bit early to be saying stuff like that, but if we are planning on going up, we've got to be winning games. So it's not enough just to be drawing, although drawing away from home on your first day in a new division can't ever be seen as bad, I don't suppose. Right, we are going to make some changes. Curry is going to come off for Campbell, and we are, going to, as promised, going to have a look at Tommy Jessup, our new striker, playing alongside Pritchard. Whittaker's probably a little bit disappointed he's not come on there, but he's going to get plenty of opportunities. We know what Terrell Whittaker's all about. We want to see what Jessup's about, which is why he gets the nod ahead of Whittaker first up. Jessup taking the corner, in fact. And Davis, we said we were aiming from him. We did aim for him. And he scored on the first day of the season. New club captain at 19 years old, Harrison Davies. If everything goes to plan, he's going to be our captain for the next 10 years. And he's just scored a lovely goal there. And I would say, we talked about this on the last episode of last season, near post in swinger for one of the big lads to nod in. We're still calling that a slam dunk corner, even though he's not here. That, boys and girls, was a slam dunk corner. Right, for my final change, I'm going to take off Rodriguez, bring on Whittaker, and just shuffle things around a little bit. So Campbell can go in there, Hamilton can go in there, swap those two over, Camera can go on there. We've moved like 5 people around to get Whittaker onto the pitch, but that does now work, and we've got 10 minutes to hold on to this lead. I'm claiming tactical genius because of the switch around that's led to the goal from Davies. I mean, you could argue Pritchard probably scores there as well, but I'm not going to. I want to argue tactical genius. That's why they call me Tactical Genius Kev. Ball forward, looking for Jessup. Big balls like that should be aiming for Pritchard, because now Pritchard's the one who's got to run with it. Rightly, though, he's turned around, laid the ball off to the on-rushing Kamara, and he makes it 3, and that should put the game beyond doubt. It's Harrogate 1, home 3. And we are looking like a good side all of a sudden. After it, we just needed a little bit of burst of confidence. Pritchard, he knows his limitations. He's just, right, I'm not going to try and run with this. I'm just going to turn around and give it to one of these little fellas to run past me. Look how big he is compared to Kamara. He is a big boy. And I like having a big old lump. We've got a big lump at the front. We've got a big lump at the back. And a lot of little quick guys in between. I tell you, recipe for success. Good win, boys and girls. Now we're going to play our first competitive game at our new, hopefully just for one season, home in Hitchin. Hitchin. Just a quick note for past Kev that saying it twice doesn't make it right. It's Histon, not Hitchin. Histon. That's a place. That's in Cambridge. I checked. Right, we're just going to stick a midfielder on the bench again. Wenton can go up there today. Troy Cannon's still not ready to sit on the bench, so Jessup continues in there for now. The rest of the team is unchanged from the team that started against Harrogate. We ended up playing pretty well. It'll be interesting to see if we start well without Jessup, or whether it was the introduction of Jessup that turned the game in the last game. I didn't notice him necessarily do anything spectacular other than the fact he hit a nice slam dunk corner. But we'll keep an eye on things. I certainly don't plan on phasing Beerith out of the team anytime soon, because he's the best striker at the club. He's been our top scorer the last 2 years, and he's in the media dream 11. So this isn't going to be one of those Christian Gomez situations where I move him on, or even a Henry Barton if we're talking for this save. He's still the best striker at the club. But you know I love Pritchard, so he's going to be difficult. What's that? Pushing another player? Who's pushing who? It's been disallowed anyway. Do we get a replay of a disallowed goal? I don't think we do. I don't really know who's pushing who there. It was a little bit messy. These long throws seem to be causing chaos again. I don't know if that's been a change in Football Manager. Maybe there's been an update recently. But certainly when FM21 first came out, long throws didn't seem very effective at all. But I've noticed it in the last week or so that they do seem to be causing problems again. As you can see there, we're not necessarily scoring from a lot of them, but they are definitely causing problems. And I think that's probably right. They should be causing problems. They're as good as a corner if you've got someone who can sling them in, and we've got a couple of players who can sling them in now. That might be why I've just noticed that perhaps before we didn't have players who were any good at doing it. Right, pump the fists. We've been the better team. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll be fine. We will be fine. I would like a goal, though. Fairly early in this second half would be nice. Davies plays it forward. Looking for Pritchard, doesn't find him. And it's Scunthorpe getting things up and running again. Rodriguez to Hamilton, who seems to be enjoying himself, being able to play out on the wing. It is his natural position. He spent all last year playing central midfield, but he's enjoying a little bit of freedom being out on the wing. And Mamadi Camara is certainly enjoying being a player who doesn't have to worry about work permits anymore after he became homegrown in nation in the summer, because he's just got his second goal of the season. It's a bit of a stretch, but, you know, it's a thing I remembered about Camara, which might explain why all of a sudden he's scoring a goal a game, which is very nice. It's corner o'clock. It's Nathan Curry to swing it in, and Davis cannons it into the crossbar, and Beereth is there to pick up the scraps. I'm taking that. That's a slam dunk corner right there. It's the in-swinger from Curry, and Davies, always going to be dangerous from situations like this, and Beereth is going to be equally dangerous, lurking at that far post to pick up on any scraps. We're a good team at these set pieces. I can certainly recommend, if you're playing down in the lower leagues, get a couple of giants in your team. It's a difference maker. Right, the ball is clear. It finds Beereth, who can't get it under control, and he's, I don't know, he does just seem just a smidgen off the pace. Hopefully it's just nerves at the new level. That's a good pass for Hamilton. Hamilton bursts into the area and applies the finish, and it's 3-0. And we have started this second half like we mean it. It's 3-0. We're not even 10 minutes into this second half yet. Inspirational words at half-time, clearly. I don't often pump my fists at half-time, but they got a half-time pump, and they seem to have enjoyed it. And it's 3-0. And we can take our foot off the gas a little bit now. Hamilton with the finisher. You can see I wasn't even planning. Or I say me, you know, I didn't pick my own squad numbers, but the game wasn't planning on me using him on the wing because it gave him the number 6. Harrison Davies at 6'4" and 14 stone as a centre back has just done a cartwheel. Is there anything this man can't do? It's a lovely header from Davies, who, I mean, he's gonna. If you watched the Chivas series last year, and I know none of you did, those of you who did, he's in Bresenio territory. How threatening he is from these set pieces. We had a really good goal scoring centre back there who ended up our top scorer on about 20 goals, and that's 2 in 2 for Davies, and he could very much end up as one of our top scorers this season. Right, we're going to take off Cisse, bring on Moya. Charles can go out there, and we're going to take off Micah Hamilton, and Whitaker can come on for him, and we'll just swap those two over again. And you know what? We're going to do a 3. We're going to take off Pritchard. Beereth can become the target man, and Jessup can have another 20 minutes playing as an advanced forward, this time alongside Beereth. This is the strike partnership that the Media Dream 11 thinks is the best 2 strikers in the league. So this is the first time we've played the 2 of them together. Let's see if they're as good as the Media Dream 11 seems to think they are. Scunthorpe on the attack at the moment. That's a lovely effort from range, and Wright is comfortably beaten. And I don't want to panic about Wright yet, or about goalkeepers in general, but we don't really have much in the way of decent goalkeepers coming through. We've got one of our Name in the Game channel members, David Carter's got 5-star potential, but doesn't seem to be improving his current ability. He's still a 1-star current ability player. Wright is stuck as a 2.5-star goalkeeper. And goalkeeper, I think, is probably going to be a challenging position for us because obviously with goalkeepers, you tend to sign them a little bit older usually. So we're going to be stuck with a mid-20s goalkeeper who's not any good, and we're only ever going to be able to replace him with teenagers, which is going to be it's potentially going to be a problem area as the save goes on. I'm calling that now. Goalkeeper could be tricky unless David Carter ends up brilliant, because fingers crossed he will. Because Wright, maybe not so much. It's 4-2 now. I'm not going to blame Wright yet, but the odd alarm bell was going off with just how easy some of these teams are getting past him. And I think this is definitely going to be one of those seasons. Despite having the best defender in the division in Davies, this is going to be one of those seasons where we're just going to have to outscore the opposition because we don't have much in between the sticks. But let's not put a negative spin on things today, because we've won 2 from 2 to start the new season at the new level. We're not actually top of the league. We're 3rd in the league. But Davies is already showing just how good he is on the average rating, and things looking like they're going to go in our direction again, which is nice to see. Right, schedule-wise, we will be back tomorrow as usual. We'll probably do half dozen or so games. If there's an interesting cup game that pops up in the meantime, we'll come back for that. Otherwise, we'll be somewhere in this block of 4 probably towards the end of it, maybe even incorporating the FA Cup 4th qualifying round if it throws up an interesting tie. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.